Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Das Beer Show. I'm Bob Walters, standing in for our normal host, Kyle Heffley. He's actually on vacation this weekend, I believe up in Alaska, getting to enjoy considerably cooler weather than the rest of us are here in North Carolina. But I'm here talking with two very special guests. We have Glenn Tollefsen from NC Beer Guys. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
We're also here with another very special guest, Pavel Chtcheprove, who is here because he has actually been selected to go to Sierra Nevada Beer Camp later on. It's actually this weekend, correct? No, next weekend.
Next weekend, yep.
Next weekend. So that's always a really awesome opportunity, and I thought it'd be great to get Dave on here. Dave, obviously being much more accomplished and much more knowledgeable about the process of making beer than I am. I thought it'd be cool to get everybody together and talk about this whole beer camp thing because it's a really cool, unique experience. So thank you, both of you guys, for joining me.
Sure.
Thanks for having me.
So I mentioned Dave, for those of you who are not familiar, is 50% of the NC Beer Guys, probably the authority in the state on craft beer. So go ahead and for anybody in our audience who's living under a rock, go ahead and explain what NC Beer Guys is and how you guys started that.
Glenn and I are, we promote North Carolina craft beer and the breweries. We like everybody to know what craft beer in our state's all about. We're homebrewers. We were craft beer, I don't want to say aficionados, that's too much back then. I loved craft beer for over 10 years and decided that I want to share our knowledge, and we decided that this was the best way to do it, to let people know what's out there. And we started just at the start when the breweries were really kicking in. So we started pretty much just after Noda and all the Charlotte breweries kicked in, 3 years ago, and it's just grown ever since. So we're just here to let people know about craft beer in our state.
You timed it right.
Yeah, it worked out well.
Well, cool. And you guys, so you've been at it for several years now, and you've gotten to go all over the state, check out a lot of cool places. And particularly pertinent to this conversation is you have been to the new Sierra Nevada plant in, Mills River?
Mills River. Oh, yes. It's what I call the adult Disney World. Or on the bus, I told everybody, I said, welcome to Jurassic Park, because your jaw drops. It's just an amazing place to be at.
And it's a big, full-on production facility they got there. That's their operation for the whole East Coast, right?
Yes, it is. I think what they said is pretty much it's everything east of the Mississippi.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's great.
That's crazy to think about. And you've actually been there too, Pavel, haven't you?
Yes, I stopped by there on the last time, I guess it was about a month ago. My friends and I went camping around there, except I had my puppy and I couldn't go inside. So we had to trade her off a little bit, so I got about 5 minutes inside, but it's pretty amazing. It's enormous. It really does make your jaw drop when you're over there.
Yep.
Well, and the reason we're here is because you're actually going to get to go into the back and see see how it works and actually get to brew a beer with a group of folks. So tell us what Sierra Nevada Beer Camp is and how you won, how you got selected, how you got your golden ticket, as they say.
Well, from what I understand, I don't have all the information, but Sierra Nevada Beer Camp, it's a 3-day experience. It's this upcoming Wednesday through Friday. The first day, you get to meet your group, you get to meet the head brewers, you get to meet all the people that work there. They lead you through a little brewery tour. You get to go on a pedal bus through the brewery tour and I guess to the other facilities that are surrounding there. The next day, you get to work on a recipe with the brewers and your partners. We're already working on a recipe right now. We have a little Facebook group going. They said last year there was a fight that broke out from all the people who were deciding style 1 versus style 2, ingredient 1, ingredient 2.
Oh my God.
So hopefully we can all agree on something. And then the third day you brew. It's a pretty much start to finish process. They finish, I would assume, the fermentation part, secondary. They would keg it, bottle it, and then you get to pick a bar of your choice, and they will deliver a keg of it to wherever you are. And everybody's pretty much all around the country. We have people coming in from Maine, Michigan, Colorado. And so I'm probably going to pick the bar right across the street from mine, and which is Beer Study. Beer Study. I'm from Chapel.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Very good.
So
Cool.
hopefully, it'll be good, and everybody will enjoy it, and JD will be proud of me.
Awesome.
Put honey malt in.
Honey malt.
Keep
Keep that in mind. Yeah, it was. It started out as what kind of IPA we're going to brew, because Sierra Nevada is, when you just think Sierra Nevada, you think either the pale ale or their IPAs. Everybody there is a pretty big hophead. I'm a big hophead, but I kind of wanted to brew something else. Just change it up a little bit. We recently found out that we can use barrel aging, or use their bourbon barrels. So you can't really do that with an IPA. So that opens up the doors to Scotch ales, stouts, Doppelbocks. So that's another discussion, another direction we went on.
Now, just to clarify, you guys have actually been planning ahead and formed an exclusive Facebook group.
Yes.
Where you're going ahead and getting all this fighting out of the way, so that by the time you get up there, they can say, "All right, you guys need to discuss what you want to do," and you can just hand them the recipe and say, "Let's go."
That's the perfect world scenario, but we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah,
a lot of the people are coming in and they're staying together in an Airbnb house, and then a bunch of other people are coming in with their wives. I'm one of those. I was lucky enough that NC Brewers Guild offered me a bed and breakfast for both of those nights that I'm staying there, the bed and breakfast on Tiffany Hill. So I was very fortunate, and a shout out to NC Brewers Guild and bed and breakfast at Tiffany Hill. You guys are awesome.
Yes, NC Brewers Guild. Looking out for us.
And all the people, of course, that selected my photo. I guess that brings me to the next point of how I won. There are 11 people that are going to the Mills River Sierra Nevada Beer Camp. There's also one in Chico that is this week. The way they selected it, as far as I understand, is just where you are geographically. They held a video contest. You make a video, and if you get the most likes, the top 10 people get to go. I didn't have to make a video, luckily, but they had an Instagram competition. So you submit a photo, and the photo that gets the most likes. And with the help of my wife, we took a picture of one of our cutting boards that we make. We have a little side business going there, with a glass of beer and a really nice caption. So we got the beer folks. We got the people liking the cutting board. We have the people who like our jewelry, etc. And big shout out to everybody who helped us win. Couldn't have done it without you. So
you had the built-in fan base, and you just mobilized your audience.
Yep. Yeah, we sent out mass emails to everybody we knew, emails to all of our old clients, emails to friends of friends. It was pretty serious. We worked hard.
That is networking, man. That's cool.
Yeah. Thanks.
So you got in through the Instagram contest. You said there's only going to be 11 people participating in this beer camp. Now, you sent me a link that I could kind of go back and look at what beer camp is. We were talking to Dave earlier. He's fairly familiar with this. I'm a newbie to it. But one of the things on this page that you sent me, it covers some of the old beers that they did.
Yes.
Which I'm sure none of us have had a chance to try because the batches are so limited. But it looks like they've been doing. Oh?
You might have tried the last one. It's the Hoppy Lager.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I don't know if you've heard of it, tried it. It was as far as I understand, it was a beer camp beer, and it was so popular that they made it commercially available. So now you can get it in bottles, and it has an appropriate label and everything. So that's where the Hoppy Lager started.
Yeah, the site you sent me to only has up through the class of 2013, so I'm guessing there's one missing from this. But it looks like they've been doing it for about 5 years so far.
Yeah.
But they got some really interesting combinations here. And I'm excited to see what you guys come up with, especially since there's a good chance that we'll be able to try it here in our area.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Well, it's also you're the inaugural class, I'd say, for the Mills River location too.
That's a good point.
I think so. Yeah. I think we are the first.
You're basically kicking it all off in the eastern part of the country for Sierra Nevada. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, not only are you going to get to use the big equipment, it's all going to be big and clean and shiny still.
Brand new stuff. Yes.
That's right.
So, I don't know if you had any questions, Dave. Like I said, you guys, all three of us are homebrewers. You guys, I both know, much more knowledgeable than me. Um, and both of you have been to the facility. I've never been to the Mills River facility. So, um, is there anything about this that's piqued your interest? Something that you hinted at, or that you wanted to learn more about when you were there, that you want Pavel to get us the inside information on?
Well, I mean, actually, when you look at one of the larger rooms is, I guess, what they call that brew house, and you see the three copper, I hate to say called kettles because they're halfway in the ground, and it says, here's your hot liquor tank, here's the boiler, and I'm like, I mean, are those I'm curious to see, are those the showpieces, but it's brewed elsewhere, or are those actually the functional units that they're using? They don't seem big enough to me.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about in my little quick run around without the dog. Yeah, I'll definitely find that out. I will record all of this. I have an Instagram account where I talk, well, mostly post pictures about beer that I drink, and have little beer reviews. So you can definitely follow that. And everything that I don't post, we have a blog that we just started with my wife, Beer, Love, and Travel. Basically, what we do is every time we travel, we just try to get all the local beer that we can and write about it. So it'll all be there, and then post the rest probably on my Facebook or something else. But it'll be well documented.
That is awesome. And just a quick plug: you're on Instagram. You're just Chtcheprove, which is spelled Chtcheprov. You were saying earlier it's the French spelling of a Russian name, and the first three letters are silent, which actually makes it easier, because when I was looking at your name, I was trying to figure out how to pronounce 5 consonants in a row. So
the only time nobody had any problems with that was when we went to France, and they looked up and they're like, "Oh, Mr. Chtcheprove." Only time. Every other time, it's a big deal.
But everybody definitely needs to follow you on Instagram in the next 2 weeks, and check out the stuff you post while you're up there.
Yep, I'll keep everybody informed and maybe see some secrets that will be interesting for everybody.
Yeah, and look forward to seeing your blog post when you get back, and talking to you at the next homebrew meeting. You and I are both members of the Durham Homebrew Club, TRUB.
Yep.
And so I'm definitely looking forward to hearing, and I know probably about 40 other guys who are looking forward to hearing your report from Beer Camp.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little about, you were talking about some of the ideas you guys were kicking around for recipes, and as long as I've got both of you guys here, tell us a little about, as homebrewers, tell us a little about your homebrewing, what kind of stuff you like, what you like to make. Dave, I know you guys have actually, kind of a similar thing to Beer Camp. You and Glenn have a recipe that has actually won some contests too and gotten made commercially. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we've got Hot Pistol, which we won at the Nota competition, and they've brewed it the last 2 years, and they're actually going to brew this year, and they may can it. That's the chocolate raspberry habanero stout.
You're going to can your recipe. Holy shit. Awesome.
Yeah, that would be really cool. They said it'll be on a small one. They're kind of, they're upgrading to a 50-barrel system, and because of the distribution laws, they have to cut back their production because they have to stay under the 24.99 barrels per year law until 2017 to get, hopefully the law to overturn. But they said Hot Pistol was so big for them that they're going to brew it again. And we have another beer that we call Stag Bunny, and it's a single hop mosaic that another brewery is going to can it.
Oh, awesome. Can you say which brewery?
No, and I can't say what the real name is either.
Ah, okay.
We had to change the name of it. It will be released on October 17th.
Okay.
So, but I'm excited about it because I'm not a hophead, and we brewed an IPA, and I brewed one that I kind of thought I would like, and it's so smooth. I mean, for a single hop mosaic, that I was really happy with it, and I kind of tweaked it up to make it a little bit sweeter than a standard IPA. But it was good, and we got a brewery to brew it.
Awesome. October 17th, huh?
Yep.
I will mark the calendar, and that will give me another. That gives me just another excuse to beg you guys to come on the show.
Sure.
So these are recipes. Both of these recipes are things that you and Glenn did together.
Yeah. We both play with it. I mean, like everyone else, you start off with an extract, and you kind of say, okay, this is great, but I want to create my own stuff. And we just worked from there. I mean, things happen. I've just actually poured 2 batches out into the sink because.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it happens. I mean, I experiment, and it's like, yeah, it didn't work. So,
now, you just didn't like the flavor, or you did not make beer?
No, I didn't like the flavor. It wasn't
okay.
what I expected, and it happens when you play with recipes.
Right.
We're going to brew again in about 2 weeks, and that one we're actually going to brew a hot pistol, but that's for ourselves.
Yeah, well, of course, you gotta keep some for yourself. But do you want to be the guy walking into the brewery? It's like, I'd like some of that beer. I'm the one who came up with the recipe, and they're like, yeah, that's $6, and you're like, come on, no creator's discount.
But I'm more. I mean, with him brewing at Sierra Nevada, that's like a dream job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we brewed at Noda, and 3 years ago we did it in a facility. But I was hauling grain, and when we had to mill the grain, I was caked with malt. And I bet you he doesn't have to go through that.
Right.
So he can have a much more pleasant experience over there. And it's also, I mean, last weekend when we were at Sierra Nevada, we hung out with Ken Grossman, and it was just amazing to be around him, and the whole facility. I mean, you walk around the whole place with your jaw dropped. I mean, the background with the restaurant, and it's a country club in the back. And you've got state-of-the-art equipment that you have there. So, I mean, he's going to be in the luxury of what you'd find is like the best in the country. I'm really, what you call pound jealous.
Well, in Sierra Nevada, that's a high caliber place. They don't mess around. So everything there is, it's going to be top of the line and everything.
Absolutely.
And Pavel will also have the added benefit of having 11 other guys that can help carry the grain bags.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
So what kind of stuff do you like to homebrew, Pavel? How long have you been homebrewing?
So I've been homebrewing since I got married. So coming up on 3 years. One of my friends got us. Actually, I'm sorry, coming on 2 years. Thinking that was longer.
That's being married for you right there. I've been married 10 years. I'm sorry, it's 3, and I'm gonna get slapped for that.
Yeah. So one of my friends for a wedding gift got us a Mr. Beer kit. I made 1 beer. It was okay. I was interested in the process. The other beer there was a cerveza, so I figured I'd try something more interesting. So I ordered another Mr. Beer kit. It was a porter. After that, I decided I wanted to go and actually start making beer for real. I did a couple extract batches and then moved to all grain. Pretty much, so I'm an engineer, so I make a lot of the stuff myself. I'm still on a 5-gallon system because my wife's rules are you can have as much stuff as you want as long as it can fit into any of the shelves, usually the shelves that are taller than...
Well, there you go. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm. As long as it'll all fit in the closet, you're good.
Okay. So everything...
This whole closet behind me, that's all homebrewing stuff.
Nice. We live in a 1-bedroom condo, so it's a little harder. We're in a garage. But everything so far is packed away. I started taking... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, as an engineer, I assume all your measurements are very precise. There's no eyeballing and shooting from the hip when it comes to brewing with you.
It depends on what we're talking about. Usually, yes. Usually I'm a stickler for the numbers. I like to make things repeatable.
There you go. I couldn't make the same batch twice to save my life, but you come up with something good, and I'm sure we can have it again in a couple months.
Absolutely. But if that recipe works out and it's something that is readily available, their hop closet, I guess, their hop batches and their yeast that they have in-house, some of the stuff I've never heard of, and so it's definitely not something we can replicate if we use it. But they have quite a selection for us to use. But we can always try to order it online or something if it's something really, really amazing.
So, like we mentioned earlier, that you guys are planning ahead. You have your Facebook group, and you're kind of working stuff out. But at the same time, like you just said, this is a big commercial system with the kind of equipment you never brewed on, resources to ingredients and stuff you guys have never had before. So how are you, did they give you a list of what they have that you can kind of look at ahead of time, or?
Yeah, so we have their hop list and their yeast list. Like I said, their hop collection is pretty big, pretty massive. The yeast that they have, it's pretty big as well. Most of them I've heard of, at least. A lot of them I've used, and of course we'll be working with the brewers to, if he has a suggestion that we're doing something dumb, or this is just not going to work, this yeast is not going to be able to do something. But other than the only restriction is you can't have a wild ale or a sour beer. Probably because of contamination, yeah.
Right.
But other than that, it's pretty much whatever we want to do. Oh, and the other thing is the water it's not RO water, but it's pretty much RO in the sense that there are no other salts or minerals in there, so we get to start essentially with a clean slate. So I'm not as well versed in that as as some of the people there. They're really excited about that. For me, I just add some gypsum. Water in Chapel Hill is actually pretty nice to use, so I don't mess with the water too much. But effectively,
Chapel Hill gets their water from Jordan Lake, right?
I'm not actually sure.
I know Raleigh and Durham are Falls Lake, but I think Cary, Apex, and Chapel Hill are Jordan. I think.
That might make sense. Actually, a couple months ago, I looked at the water and it changed, and so I started adding calcium because I noticed my beer was stopped fermenting a little too high, and I was losing about 4 gravity points. So adding the gypsum fixed that. So I guess something in their filtration this year changed.
These are the things that an engineer notices.
Okay, I'm all about Deer Park.
Yeah. Well, that's that kind of makes sense for Sierra Nevada to build that brewery way up there and get as close to, like you said, the pure, straight from the source, natural water. Before it gets downstream with all our lovely coal ash and hog waste here in North Carolina.
Asheville breweries always brag that they have the best water in the country. So, they're going to dip into that.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. Well, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for you. 2 weeks from now, like I said, everybody follow Pavel on Instagram.
Yep.
So you can see what he's up to as he's doing it. And we look forward to hopefully getting a chance to sample some of whatever you guys make back here in the Triangle. Dave, anything else you wanted to cover? I know you're kind of excited about this too, and here's our chance to talk to somebody who's gonna go in and get their hands dirty.
Oh, sure. Just to enjoy it for everything you've got over there. Sneak some Periscope videos while you're at it.
Yeah.
But that's like an amazing opportunity that you should take total advantage of.
Absolutely.
Cool.
The one thing I read about other people who've had the experience is they don't usually say no. So if you say, "Can I sample this?" Go ahead. Can I touch this? Go ahead. Can I take some of this hops or some of these hops home? Go ahead. So I'm definitely going to give that a shot.
Great. Excellent.
Right. Don't be afraid to ask. The worst thing they can do is say no.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, listen, thank you, both you guys. Dave Tollefsen from NC Beer Guys. You can definitely check out their videos they put out. You guys actually do 2 videos a week, correct?
No, at least 3, but yeah.
And you can check them out at ncbeerguys.com. That website is also, I've said it many times on Twitter, and I will say it again here on our show, they have a map of the breweries and bottle shops in the state that is the best resource if you are, whether it's your local area or you're traveling to somewhere in North Carolina you're not familiar with and you want to know where the breweries and bottle shops are, the hours, all that stuff. NC Beer Guys has the definitive map on the local beer scene and where you can find craft breweries.
Okay.
I actually used them last week. I was on vacation in the high country, Boone, Blowing Rock area. I went to college there 2000 to 2004. No breweries in the area. You couldn't even buy liquor drinks at the bar. And before we went on vacation, I went to the NC Beer Guys website, looked at the map. There were 5 breweries in the area.
Yep.
And I actually did a brewery tour, got to talk to a lot of people, and hopefully next week I'll have that video out. So, but
Awesome.
when I needed to know what the breweries were in the area I was traveling to, NC Beer Guys was my first and only stop. So thank you for providing that amazing resource.
Thank you. We love it.
And of course, Pavel Chtcheprove, thank you for taking the time to talk to us about this amazing experience you're going to have. I would be really appreciative if you would come on and talk to us again after the experience.
Absolutely.
And tell us about what it was like. If the reality lived up to your fantasy, and what kind of hops you were able to walk out of there with. So, but thank you both for talking to us. This has been another episode of Das Beer Show. I look forward to talking to both of you guys again in the future, and sharing whatever you guys are working on. So, thank you.
Great.
Thanks for having us.
All right, take care.
Bye.